Hi viewers, Namaskar, and today we are going to talk about Balochistan. Why Balochistan? Because this is one place which is in India's neighboring country, Pakistan, and this is one place in this part of the world where massive violations of human rights are going on. Since 2006, more than 18,000 persons have gone missing because the Pakistani army has been trying to subjugate the Balochi people. As we all are aware that Balochistan is basically one of the largest province of Pakistan. It has 44% land share, out of the total land mass of Pakistan, 44% falls in the province of Balochistan, and it has less than 6% population of the total population of Pakistan, or somewhere around 6%. But of late, there has been a lot of concern because the demographic profile of this province is also changing. It appears that the Pakistani authorities, they are deliberately sending people from other provinces, especially from Punjab, Punjab in Pakistan, to settle down there to change the demographic profile. And one of the key reasons for this is that there has been continuously skirmishes between the Balochi nationalists and the Pakistani authorities. Now, why this clash, or why there is a resistance movement in Balochistan? The reason is very simple. It has abundance of minerals. Most of the natural gas which is required for Pakistan's electricity supply, it comes from Balochistan. Most of the minerals which Pakistan needed comes from Balochistan. It has Gwadar port, where which is very crucial and very strategically located, and it helps. It's a dry port, and it has huge advantages. And now China has invested more than $60 billion there, and it is building China-Pakistan economic corridor. So that is also another cause of concern for the Balochi nationals. They don't have a problem in terms of economic development, but the only thing was that they wanted them to be taken into confidence. Anyway, uh, there, as we all know, that in the international arena, the Balochis have been raising their voice that the Pakistani army and the Pakistani establishment, so they have been trying to subjugate the Balochis, and when there is a resistance from Balochis, so to cut down that resistance or to quell that resistance, there are forced, you can say, arrests, there are abductions, there are tortures, there are kidnappings. In fact, the situation had become so bad that Pakistan came under a lot of international pressure, and in 2012, a UN delegation was sent there. Interestingly, the Pakistani intelligence agency ISI, neither the ISI nor the Pakistani army, they did not meet this UN delegation, but this UN delegation came back with a damning report, and it did draw some international attention. Another question which comes to our mind is that why there is no international hue and cry over the human rights violations in Balochistan. So the answer is very simple. It is strategically located. If you want to control Afghanistan, or if you want to do anything in Afghanistan, you need to have access to Balochistan. So Balochistan was basically used by the US and the West to in the fight against Taliban. It was very crucial. In fact, some of the air bases of Pakistani Air Force, so they were used by the US Air Force to, or the US forces, or you can say that those combined forces which were fighting against Taliban. So they used these bases, primarily US forces, to launch the drone attacks. The much talked about drone attacks, we all know about it. And now there has been a new kind of, you see, phase of this is a new phase of resistance in Balochistan, which started when in 2006 one of the most prominent Baloch leaders, Nawab Akbar Bukti, he was abducted by Pakistani army and tortured and killed. So prior to this, around four more such resistance movements have happened since 1948. The root cause of this Baloch resistance lies in the fact that it was illegally annexed by Pakistan, and there is an interesting story related to this with which I would end this video. The interesting story is that before 1947, it used to be, Balochistan primarily used to be state of Kalat, and a part of Balochistan was British administered area. Otherwise, it was a sovereign state because it had signed an agreement in 1876 with the Britishers regarding that. And it continued to remain a sovereign state for 227 days after 1947. But then after 227 days, it was invaded by Pakistani army and it was illegally annexed. Now the interesting anecdote in this is that Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who is considered to be one of the founders of Pakistan, also known as Quaid-e-Azam, and the first Governor General of Pakistan, he was the barrister, or he was a lawyer for the Nawab of the state of Kalat, and he was representing him to ensure that it continues its existence as a sovereign state. So as far as dealing with the Britishers were concerned, Mr. Jinnah was presenting the view that state of Kalat which later on became Balochistan, is a sovereign state, and it should not be and it should be treated as a sovereign state, as an independent state. And when he became Governor General, he did exactly opposite, and or you can say the Pakistan exactly did opposite. Interestingly, Jinnah was, when he was barrister, when he was representing the state of Kalat, Jinnah was weighed in gold by the Nawab of state of Kalat. Jinnah weighed around 90 pounds at that time, and the Nawab of state of Kalat has written this in his memoirs, that he was so fond of Jinnah that he weighed him in gold and gave that gold to him. He also presented a necklace which costed rupees 1 lakh at that time, in around 1930, to a sister of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Her name was Miss Fatima. She was a dentist. But the Nawab writes in his autobiography that he felt that it's nothing, it's pittance, it's nothing as far as Jinnah and his sister are concerned. He had so much of regard and fondness for both of them. And see what happens when Jinnah became Governor General, and then Pakistan was formed. So they exactly did the opposite, and the state of Kalat was annexed. And this is how, then in 1970, the province of Balochistan formally came into existence. So this is how, this is the root cause of the resistance movement of Balochistan, because the Balochis have always believed that they were illegally annexed, and the Baloch you can say parliament at that time, or the Baloch assembly at that time, there were two houses in state of Kalat. Both of them had voted against going and joining Pakistan, but at the end of it, Pakistan illegally annexed, forcibly annexed Balochistan, and this is how the first resistance movement began there in 1948. And today the situation is even worse, and we hope that this story would draw some attention probably of our viewers as well as the international community towards what is happening in Balochistan. So that's it for this video, and very soon we'll be back with another interesting issue, another interesting topic. And please do share your feedback in the comment box, and don't forget to subscribe to the Nationalist View so that you can keep on getting these videos. Thank you.